Yo guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. It's episode number 50, and today we're returning with a special thank you episode for all the support on our first 50 episodes of The Save. Today we've got a 5-game special as we face Roma away from home at the Stadio Olimpico, AC Milan at home, a double away trip against Bologna and Atalanta in the space of 3 days, and wrapping up with a Tim Cup first round at home to Crotone as well. Before we get to the games though, shall Brescia be getting on off camera? And of course, in the last episode, you saw the 6-goal thriller against Juventus, where we came out on top. What a win that was, and the 3-1 win against KRC Genk in matchday 4 of the Champions League that guaranteed qualification to the knockout stages. 7 games in the run of camera, 6 victories, but for the first time this season, Brescia have been beaten. It was going to happen at some point, and we finally had our first loss. We started off with a win though against Lecce away from home. Lovely Lecce. CP14 set up the first goal for Murgia, and then after Armini headed in a Sebastiano free kick, Picardi scored again late on in the game, and he has been sensational this season, and particularly in the run of camera as well, in a 3-0 win. And after that, a 2-0 victory against Crotone away from home. Sebastiano Esposito from the spot scoring our first, and CP14 doing it once again, 2-2 in the Serie A for our best youth academy graduate in the save. Following that, our so far only defeat of the season. It came away at Mestalla against Valencia. Lost to the Spaniards by a goal to nil. This game for them guaranteed qualification to the knockout stage, but as you can see, I feel they totally rotated lineup for the game because we'd already qualified after match day 4, and whilst Valencia could still pip us to top spot, I said, man, just qualifying out of the group for me is good enough for me. First or second, I really don't mind. Lost the game by a goal to nil, though, so far the only defeat of the season in that one, but bounced back on the weekend with a 3-1 victory against Sassuolo. This is a cracking game as well, and again, why I didn't mind losing in the week because the league game was more important to me. Won the game by 3-1. Eddie Salcedo picking his form, making it 1-0, and then Picardi scoring a wonderful goal, fantastic strike after a nice dribble to make it 2-0. Viviani made it 3, and then Ordero saved a penalty. But the own goal he conceded, I mean, you know the saying, you live by Ordero, you die by Ordero, but you really can't blame him for this one, man. I had to feel sorry for him. Saved the penalty, thought he was going to get the clean sheet, and then 2 minutes to go, header loops off the post, he dives for it, it's on the ground, hits him on the back, and just trickles in to the back of the net. Can't blame him for that one, man. He'll claim the own goal, but you can't blame him for that one. Just a bit of misfortune there. Sassuolo grabbed the consolation. The 3 straight wins after that start the run of December. Our first 2-0 win away against Empoli. Salcedo scored the second of the game. This one after Armini scored the first, which was like a bit of a set-piece routine. I didn't plan it. The boys working on it in training without me, of course. But Armini, the captain, made it 1-0, and Salcedo's goal heading in. A Picardi cross made it 2-0 in that one. Following out on the weekend, a 1-0 victory against newly promoted Chievo Verona. Picardi, once again, man, this guy's been incredible. Salcedo across the middle made it 1-0. These two as well have been fantastic in the run of camera. They've got a great connection, CP14 and Eddie Salcedo. You'd love to see it. And whilst this was to miss a penalty, we still held on for the victory. And after that, a 1-0 win in midweek in our final game of camera, in the final game of the Champions League group stage that guaranteed top spot. I feel that a fully rotated side for the game, but we still beat Monaco by a goal to nil. The backup brigade got it done for us. Claudio Franchi, tough season for Franchi, amazing debut year. This year not quite as good, but scored the only goal of the game in a 1-0 victory. So after a very impressive run off camera, 5 wins in 5 in the Serie A, Brescia now lead the way in the league table and are still the only undefeated side left. 12 wins in 16 games, 4 draws, but no defeats on the board. Joint best defensive record in the division alongside Juventus, top scorers in the league, best form in the league as well. Brescia on fire right now, but today's episode is crucial. If we can beat Roma and beat Milan and beat Bologna, 3 of the teams in the top 6 right now, that'll be huge and a real boost to our chances of making it 3 Serie A titles in a row. Now, as for the Tim Cup, as you can see, the first round draw has been made. We have indeed got Crotone, who formed to pace a little bit after a red-hot start in the Serie A. That will be the final game of today's episode. And as for the Champions League group as well, confirmation, talked about it earlier, but of course, after the win against Monaco on match day 6, we guaranteed top spot in the group and managed to hold off Valencia, who pushed us all the way. We pipped them on the head-to-head record. So yeah, there we go, qualification secured, and you'll also see the draw for the knockout stage in today's episode as well, directly after the first game away at the Stadio Olimpico against Roma, who after last season We tipped them to the title after coming back from 14 points behind at the halfway point of the campaign. They were out for revenge this season, but they've really fallen off the pace in recent weeks. Now down to 4th place in the table. No wins in their last 4 games. They need to win this one if they're to get back into the race. And a loss for them tonight even, will inflict a lot of doubt into their mind if they're good enough to get back in the race. Right now, in report, as you can see, only one player is down. That is Tommaso Barbieri with a serious injury. Got a torn thigh muscle during the loss against Valencia. He's out for 4 to 7 weeks, so we won't see him again today. And this will be our team. Oh dear, we're going with the Gegenpress system to start today's episode off, as we used it most of the season, and this is our lineup. Well, Darius in goal, back for us Pellegrini, Parola, Armini De Pauli, with Storaro, Mergia, Viviani for the middle. Salcedo on the left, Picardi on the right, who's been absolutely electrifying in the run of Karen. The determination continues to grow. This is the importance of mentoring groups, guys. And Esposito is up top. And on the bench, Mola, Sistana, Boniface, Papetti, Muri, Perone, who stepped in against Monaco and was really good. I've got to say, as an academy graduate here, he might be a central midfielder, but I'm not against playing as a right back or a right wing back with these stats here. De Sisto, Gavoni, Andre Anderson, Dalmonte, Borelli, and Claudio Franchi as well. First of 5 today. Let's start the special thank you off with a win for Brescia. And as we're underway for the first of the 5 game specials today, the first heart's going to fall to the host as Eric Dyer heads that free kick right into the clutches of Emil Ordero. I want to start the episode by saying, again, thank you so much for all the support in the series, guys. I know I say at the end of every single episode, thank you for watching, really appreciate it. Please leave a like if you want to and so on. But honestly, man, I was very nervous for this save. I really was. My first ever unique type of FM save, my first foreign save. You know, implementing an idea that I've done in FIFA for many years and put in an FM. I was worried about how it would work, but the support you guys have given me from the very beginning of this save has been incredible. So thank you so much for that. And it's I can't believe it, man. 50 episodes already in the books, and we've done so much in 5 seasons as well. Yet there's still so much to do. It's been a great journey, and I hope you guys stay with me for the rest of it as well. So first highlight results in the penalty. Stefano Storaro brings his man down, and Morelos steps up and scores. Bottom corner, no chance for Ordero. Roma in front early. They need to win tonight, really. A draw won't do, and they're off to a great start. This will put them into 2nd place and cut the gap on us to 6 points. And, you know, again, after the deficit we came back from last season to win the title, there's no reason why Roma can't do it to us this season and give us a taste of our own medicine, as Della Vega's shot is easily caught by Ordero, and we have not going at all. What a run it's been for Brescia to start the season off. Not a single loss in the Serie A thus far, but this could well be our first one. I said today's episode is really big as well. The games we've got, man, very, very important indeed. Bologna, Atalanta, Roma, and Milan. All these teams in the top 7. It's a really crucial episode for us, and we got off to a terrible start in perhaps the biggest of the lot. Fabio De Pauli beats his man and then sends a lovely ball through to Sebastiano Esposito, who normally only needs the 1 chance. He was offside anyway, but the Spaniard wasn't to know that. Still 0-0, still 1-0 at half-time. We have not got going, man. We have not got going at all. Come on, lads, show a bit of desire. You don't look like a team that wants to win. They don't, do they? They don't whatsoever. Very, very poor first half indeed. But let's send them out in the second half and hope the team talk will be all that's required for them to get back on track and get themselves a level of goal. Come on. As the second half begins, the first highlight's going to fall to Roma, a new gen / regen. Right back Martelli finds Chong, who crosses, and Morelos flicks down, and it's a bit of a scramble, and it should have been 2. Della Vega off the woodwork, and we escape. Bit of a scrappy moment there on defence. No one taking charge as we still trail by a goal. As things stand, a second is coming. Someone's got to step up out there and be the guy to drag us back on level terms. As Sebastiano beats his man, leaves him in the dust, crosses in to Salcedo headed away, and Roma clear. We've certainly got the quality out there, there's no doubt about that, but our star players just simply have not turned up tonight. CP14 has been great in this stretch, hasn't got going. Esposito missing the 1 good chance we had, whilst it was offside anyway. It's still to be nice to see him hit the back of the net. Salcedo, who's been a little bit better recently, hasn't played especially well tonight either. And as Mergia goes in on his man, that could and probably will be a straight red card. This is not the way I wanted to start off the special episode 50. Mergia off for a 2-footed lunge, we're down to 10. 4-4-1 it is then. I'm going to take off Storaro and bring on Andre Anderson, I think, through the middle of the park. And I think I'm also going to take off Picardi, although he's fired. I'll take off Salcedo, who's very frustrated, for Franchi on that left-hand side. There's time, but now we're down to 10. Can't just get him back in this. This will probably be our first loss of the season. What a terrible way to start today's episode off, man. Just haven't got going. Have not got going at all. One chance for Esposito, and that's all we've had tonight. Absolutely shocking as Anderson finds Franchi and Claudio off the bench here drives and finds Pellegrini down the left. He's got Sebastiano in the middle as he beats his man, all ends up and shoots and scores. Luca Pellegrini. How often does this happen in Football Manager? A player scoring against one of his former clubs. You back the goalkeeper to score against his former club occasionally because it's just absurd. Luca Pellegrini off the mark for Brescia, and shock horror, it comes against one of his former teams, smacks it at the near post. It's poor goalkeeping by the Spaniard really, but we'll take it. Pellegrini's first, Brescia back on level terms. Ludicrous how often it happens, man. Honestly, it's just absurd. And as Pellegrini wins it back as well, as I was about to make a change there, he sends Sebastiano down the byline and he's beaten Mancini, all ends up. And oh, what a save by Paolo Lopez. He turns it onto the woodwork to make amends for the earlier error and keep Roma tied at 1-1. Momentum has changed. Brescia with 10 men now going for the winner as Claudio heads just off target. Come on. Let's go, boys. Let's go. I'm going to demand more for the team here. CP14's looking motivated out there, but I might take him off for Del Monte in a second. Corner for Roma. Zapata's header off the woodwork as Roma almost restored the lead. You'd say deservedly so as Esposito wins that battle of pace there as we're still tied at 1-1. It's going to be a late bit of drama in a thrilling episode opener. Let's bring on the kid, Gavoni, who I've been impressed with this season, for Mattia Viviani for the final 2 minutes. This will keep us top and keep us undefeated. And since we've had 10 men for most of the second half and have had to battle back from a goal down, I'll take it. Brescia remain undefeated. Great resilient fight back there. And these are the games where, you know, you look for your leaders. There's no Basoli anymore. Armini's club captain now. He's been great this season. And we've done brilliant to come back and salvage draw. I'm proud of you. Pellegrini, shot horror, gets the leveler, first goal of the club, and keeps us top and keeps us undefeated. And he's shown great sign of progression in his first season for us as well. 2 assists and our goal in just 13 Serie A games. He's won his first 4 caps for Italy this season since joining us as well. You love to see the progression here, you really do. And, you know, whilst I was gutted to miss out on Emerson coming back from Chelsea after a successful loan spell last season, let's be honest here, we made the right call. Emerson would have cost us around 27 to 28 million. We signed Pellegrini for half of that. He's 5 years younger, and what a fantastic start he's made as well. Big goal there for his first to club. Brescia remain undefeated. Armini's been exceptional this year in his first season as official club captain, and after Juve win a 6-goal thriller there away at the San Siro, they cut the gap to 5, and you'll notice as well that was their first of 2 games in hand. Whilst we beat them in our last fixture, we did have the best form in the division. Now Juve's is better after 5 straight wins for the lads from Turin. A chance for them to cut the gap to 2 points with their game in hand, which is against Chiesa Verona. That's a banker. Tell you what, we've been amazing this year, still undefeated, but Juve, the old lady, looking to reclaim their throne. Alright, so next thing on the agenda, the draw for the first knockout round of the Champions League as promised, where this year, unlike last season, we are seeded for the draw after topping the group. But really, in the Champions League, it doesn't count for much. When you look at the unseeded teams here, we could face one of Ajax, Atletico Madrid again, Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, Liverpool, or Lyon. Well, let's be honest here, I wouldn't fancy my chances too heavily against the majority of those teams. Will it be Atletico Madrid round 2? Will it be another big boy? Let's find out. So here we go, first knockout round draw, Ajax versus Man City. I secretly wanted them, to be honest with you guys, but Valencia next out of the hat. We can't get them. Bayern Munich next. Oh, Bayern Munich. First leg away in Germany. Out of all the teams there that are unseeded, it was them and Liverpool that I really didn't want. I thought we could take Atletico again after doing it last season, but it's Bayern Munich in the last 16 in the Champions League. The winners this year, of course, first leg being away in Germany on the 19th of February. And as we know, they are the best team in Germany. The most the most dominant team in Germany. But actually, 3 of the last 4 titles have been won by Borussia Dortmund. But this year, off to a great start, 5 points clear. Bayern Munich in the first knockout round. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Zidane in charge. Yeah, bring them on, but I think we're massive underdogs. And actually, I'm just remembering as well, they won it last year, didn't they? Beat City in the final by 3-2. So they're the holders in real life, and this season in the game as well. Wow. Okay. All right. I'm not confident. I'm not confident. We'll do our best, but we're definitely major underdogs, man. Bring them on, though. Bring them on. And just before our second of 5 today at home to Milan, real briefly, as you can see, Picardi has had his personality changed once again due to the mentoring unit. Whilst I loved tutoring, it was my favourite part of the game. Mentoring still does work. His determination out to 15, as we know, and the personality is now resolute as well. Started off fickle, now it's resolute again. This is the importance of those mentoring groups, man. I love them. I much prefer tutoring, don't get me wrong, back in the day, but mentoring still does work. It's just a little bit different. Now he's resolute, and we see Salcedo has got an injury. Twisted ankle in training. He's out for 3 weeks, big blow there. And as for the youth intake as well, 3 positives, but mostly negative, as usual. And Juve just won that game on Thursday night as well. Bologna winning it again, beating Inter Milan. What a start for them. And the gap now, as you can see, is cut to 2 points between us and Juve. We might still be undefeated as we approach the halfway stage, but there is a long way to go. And the old lady, who have fallen off the pace really in this save a little bit, considering how dominant they were before the save began, they're coming to reclaim their throne and their status as the best team in Italian football. As you can see, the youth and training facilities are now finally being completed as well. Of course, we requested these to be increased during the back end of last season. Or was it the start of? Yeah, back end of last season, I think it was. No, start of... Yeah, no, back end of last season, started this year. And as you can see now, that means that the facilities are state-of-the-art for training, superb for youth, state-of-the-art data analysis, and exceptional youth recruitment and academy coaching as well. It's all gravy behind the scenes at Brescia now. Oh no, not another injury to one of our key players. CP14 with a calf strain. We are down to the bare bones now. We've got Mergier and Viviani missing through suspension for the weekend clash. Salcedo's out, Barbieri's out, and Picardi. I rarely ever give players injections, but I need him. So moving on, second of the 5 games today after that long break between this one and our last clash against Roma. And speaking of breaks, this is our last game before the winter breaks. We'd love to go away for it. Top of the tree and 5 points clear of Juve after they won on Thursday. Just yesterday, Roma beat Crotone by 2-0. So they also cut the gap on us as well to 6 points. Whilst we are still undefeated and leading the way, it has still been a very tough start to the campaign, with teams not giving up on our attempt to pull away at the top. So Milan right now 1 point behind Lazio in the race for Europa League football. Let's see how we get on. We're down to the bare bones a little bit here heading into the game. Once again, 4-1-2-3, but lots of change on the back of the win as we're forced into them. Orderi's in goal, and the back four remains the same. Pellegrini, Proderami and De Paoli, with Storaro, Anderson, box-to-box, and Gavoni as our midfield trio. Franchi's on the left. CP14 with injections on the right, and Esposito up top. On the bench, Mollis, Istana, Bonifazi, Papetti, Mura, Piscucci, De Sisto, Peroni, Campagna, Dalmonte, Simonetti, and Borelli. Second of 5, it's Milan at home as we're down to the bare bones. Forza Brescia. I never like to give players injections, especially young players as well. That really can hamper you long term, but based on the injuries we've got and the suspensions as well, I've got no choice really. If I didn't do it, then we'd have 11 seats on the bench occupied and not 12. Otherwise, I have to go into the youth team to fill out our subs bench. You know, first highlight falling to Brescia as Fabio De Paoli gets going down the right-hand side. One man to beat him back, Yoko, leaves him on the floor, crosses to the middle. Claudio Franchi with the goal makes it 1-0. Players scoring against their former team. It is more common than me crying myself to sleep due to my loneliness. Franchi heads into the Paoli cross and we take the lead as he flies in at the back stick for his 5th of the year. It was actually Bakayoko made a tackle. I didn't realise that initially. I thought the Paoli just held the ball up. But across the middle, Claudio all alone, heads into the top corner. 1-0 Brescia. I'm not going to leave Picardi out there for the whole game. I will take him off at some point. I don't want to see that calf strain get hampered even further, and funny enough, that injury is now gone for Picardi after he suffered a bruised shin. That can't be right. You can't replace one injury with another, FM. That doesn't work that way. As Bakayoko receives that cushioned header down, and Milan will pass out from just inside our half, looking to get an opening, their first chance of the game, and get themselves back on level terms. Suso down the right, whips one to the back stick, shit gets up, and Rafael Leao, Nottingham Forest legend, makes it 1-1. Milan find their leveller. Right, lads, don't capitulate now. Don't capitulate. Lost our lead, that's okay, but don't concede another one right before the break and see the script flipped. That's exactly what happened. Schick whips one to the back stick. Suso, the Spaniard, rises highest. Milan turn the game on its head right before the break, and it's 2-1. Well, that's frustrating. That is very frustrating. But that's a common theme for young teams, both in Football Manager and in real life occasionally as well. Okay, alright. I'm going to say to the boys here, we're not doing badly at all. If everyone continues to work hard, we'll win this, because I think we will, if we keep on playing our natural game. But second half to begin, down by a goal. Forza Brescia. This might be our first loss of the season. Body language is good for the most part, as we will pass out from inside our own half with Bacardi beating his man to the ball. Go on, Claudio. Great ball through. Sebastiano, good save by Donnarumma. Probably should have made it 2-2. Golden chance for our number 9, but we still trail. From Gigi's kick, Milan are coming forward for their third chance of the game. It might result in their third goal of the game, and it has as well. Rafael Leao drills it in. I think he was offside though, and it is indeed going to be pulled back for offside. We don't need a VAR, as I always say. If I can spot it, it's definitely offside. I won't even bother with the replay. He seemed to stray a yard or two off, and it was indeed given. So half an hour to go, still down by a goal. Can we find a leveller that we so sorely need? A third goal for Milan will kill this contest off. Oh, Emil comes for it, gets nowhere near it, and it's cleared off the line after the ball hits the woodwork. Still down by a goal, still time, but haven't done enough in this one really. Only 2 good chances, took one, missed the other. Don't really know what to do either. Disappointing, disappointing, disappointing indeed. Tough start for Brescia today, as Fabio De Paoli is going to get sent off for a second yellow as well. My goodness gracious me. First the draw against Roma, then the tough Champions League first knockout round draw. 2 players getting sent off and our first loss of the season as well. Tough beginning today. Well, we were going to lose at some point in the league. We had our first defeat of the campaign against Valencia, but at some point our undefeated streak in the Serie A would come to an end. I didn't think it would be today though, as Sebastiano is taken down by Caldara, who took one for the team there, so he's surely going to get a booking as well. But this is our final chance for a set piece, and unless we can convert it, this will be our first loss of the campaign, and that means that Juve, if they win their game in hand, will go top of the tree with a game to go before the halfway point in the Serie A. Armini tracks it down, he's dispossessed, and that will do it. First loss of the campaign, and it comes at home at the hands of AC Milan. Disappointing. What a run though. What a run. 26 games consecutively in the Serie A without a defeat until today. That's incredibly impressive. Our last defeat before that, if I remember correctly, would have been against Udinese last season, in the game where I declared us top 4 at best and we wouldn't win the title. Instead, we went all the way to win it last season, and now the streak has finally come to an end. Fair play. Fair play. Was never going to last forever, but there it is. First defeat. And as for Bacardi as well, yeah, now the winter break is here, I'm going to leave him to the physio. And there's your confirmation. There's I'm eating some pizza. Juve beat Bologna by 3-1, and there it is. The old lady are back on top in the Serie A after 6 straight wins, and after back-to-back losses for us, we drop into second place. 1 game before the halfway point in the Serie A. Winter break is now here for everyone. We drop to second, Juve go top. Long way to go, of course, but as things stand, you see there's 2 front runners for the title this season. Us and the old lady. The newcomers and the old boys. Halfway through the campaign, or almost halfway through the campaign, who's your money on? And after being snubbed at the end of the Serie A season last year, where I was only a little bit bitter about missing out on Manager of the Year, I have won back-to-back calendar Manager of the Years in the Serie A. Rightfully so? I certainly think so. Oh wow, Franchi just won the Golden Boy. No way, he just claimed the Under-21 Men's Best Player Award, and now he's won the Golden Boy. That's the first time you've had someone win it in the save as well. That's awesome news. Again, this season he's not been at his best per se, but he's not been terrible. 3 goals and 4 in 11 games in the Serie A, 3 of which coming from the bench. But obviously after last season's incredible year, averaging a goal every 2 games, 17 and 34. I was hoping to build on that, but again, you've already got to remember, is Esposito had the same sort of run with us. For Sebastiano Esposito, who by the way is an icon now, not sure if I mentioned that, Esposito was the same. Season 1 was electrifying, and then in Season 2, I wouldn't say subpar, but not quite his best, but since then, has just been absolutely lights out. Maybe Franchi will be the same, you know, second season syndrome, but then back on it from Season 3 onwards. So winter break is over, as we're going to move on to the third of 5 games today as we face Bologna away from home, looking for our first win of the episode. Played a mid-season friendly on New Year's Eve to get the testosterone flying, and I was kind of disappointed we only won by 6-0 really. But yeah, Bologna away in the Serie A, great season. They've been the feel-good story this season. We're going to try and make them feel depressed though, and get a big victory here to go back to top of the tree. Just real briefly, in the run off camera, I had tried to offer both Lenzi, who I discussed at the start of the season, a contract as he's out of contract at the end of the season, and also Immobile, Ciro Immobile contracts, but sadly didn't manage to get a deal negotiate with Lenzi's agent. However, the Immobile deal was accepted, so Shiro next season might be coming in as a veteran dressing room leader, who knows. But yeah, third to 5 games is indeed Bologna away from home, one of the informed teams this season. Let's get a big victory here and go back to top of the table. Right now, as you can see, the Paoli suspended for the game. Barbieri is still down to a makeshift right back for us today, with Salcedo still slightly injured and Picardi out for the episode today. So Udero's in goal as we go to our 5-2-1-2 tiki-taka on the back of back-to-back games without a win, and the back 5 is Pellegrini, Sistana, Parola Armini and Perone at right wing back. Made his debut for the club this season, and I gotta say, I quite like him there. Let's see how he gets on. Viviani Storaro are through the middle. Andre Anderson plays further forward with Franchi and Esposito, our duo today, and on the bench Mola, Papetti, Bonifazi, Muro, Pescucci, De Sisto, Murgia, Gavoni, Dalmonte, Salcedo, Simonetti and Borelli as well. Third of 5, it's in form Bologna away. Forza Brescia, let's return to top of the tree. It's something about taking a young player and training him into a different position that I really, really like to do. Just making him more versatile for you, expanding his game, and just developing his role somewhere else on the pitch. I just really like to do it. I remember I did it once with a player called Farouk Balut, a new gen / region in my hold save. I turned from a central midfielder to a right back. As Esposito ends his goal drought and fires us into an early lead away against Bologna. And yeah, I like the look of Peroni at right wing back. I really, really do. His natural fitness is poor, but he's got the stats everywhere else to be transitioned from a central place player to a fullback / wing back. And finally, yes, Esposito, a couple of games without a goal, but back on the score sheet. Claudio, his strike partner today, whips one in after winning it back. Esposito breaks the back line and finds the back of the net. 1-0, 15th for the year for our number 9. Oh, and Atalanta, our rivals, doing us a favour as they're in front against Juve. So this will put us back to top of the table by a single point if results stay the same. Half time, 45 minutes away from a return to winning ways. So as things stand, with the first highlight falling to Bologna in the second half, and the leveller very close to have been gotten there with that cross headed just over the bar. They're going to fall out of the European places, so they need this result as much as we do as well. They've only had 1 win in their last 5. We haven't won our last 2. Both teams need the points as things stand. We're going to claim them all, but there's still 18 minutes to go. Free kick for Brescia though, and Sebastiano with a 14 for free kicks is good from knees. And he scored as well. Second of the game, brace for our number 9. Should have been kept out, but we don't mind. Bologna 0, Brescia 2. Sorry, I got it wrong. We're going 2 points clear actually at the halfway point. Poor goalkeeper, to be honest, but Sebastian, I think he's pointing to the name on his back of his shirt before it even went in. But yeah, 3 points should be in about now. And take off Storaro for De Sisto, the young man. And again, Perone is holding his own there at right wing back. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go Pescucci. I was going to take off Viviani for Alex Gavoni as well as the youngsters come off the bench for the final few minutes. I got to say, I really like Pescucci with the 19 teamwork. You know, I love that. And again, Perone being turned into a right wing back. Keep your eye on him as the save progresses, because I've got big plans for the young man. Bologna 0, Brescia 2, a change of tactics and a change of fortunes. The boys back to winning ways and back to top of the table with our rivals Atalanta doing us a favour against Juve as well. Esposito back on the score sheet as he remains the top scorer in the league. Halfway through the campaign now, top of the tree once again. We're getting some bids for our centre-backs now. Andrea Sistana and Papetti as well. Made major interest in our two centre-halves. I said before, though, Sistana is a fantastic centre-half. He really, really is. And he's only 27 as well, which is quite young for a defender. Whilst he has had to accept a reduced squad role over the past 2 years due to the emergence of Lorenzo Parola and Nicolo Armini, who is, of course, our main out-and-out centre-half, he still consistently puts in really good performances. So I've got no plans to do anything in the January transfer window. I know it's here. I know there's still a little bit of money remaining in our budget. Well, actually very little, to be fair, after the Lenzi bug. But yeah, I don't plan to do anything in January. I'm totally fine with what we've got right now. Yeah, I'm frustrated we're going to miss out on Lenzi as well, because he looks like a really good player. And speaking of missing out on players, we're also going to miss out on Ciro Immobile as well. God damn it, man. I really wanted him. Again, I could have signed him at the start of the season for $5.5 million. But again, the wages he wanted were really, really high. And he's going to Shanghai for 92 grand a week at the end of his contract. That's such a shame. You know exactly why I wanted him. And again, even at a ripe old age of 34, due to turn 35 next month, he is still an elite goal scorer. And he would be the perfect mentor for Franchi and Salcedo and Esposito and Simonetti as well. Gutted. But that's just one of those things. That's just one of those things. We're going to miss out on Lenzi as well, the young man from Juve that I showed you earlier on this season. We were so close to signing him. In fact, we agreed a deal with him in the summer, but of course the game glitched out and we weren't able to sign him as the budget got reset to zero. But yeah, Lenzi, I did try and negotiate a deal with the agent, but unfortunately we just had a breakdown in talks. He wanted too much money after a certain amount of appearances, and because our wage budget is so high right now as well, we can't afford to put yet another young player on a really, really high contract. Anyway, fourth of the 5 games today, as we are now top of the tree, 19 games into the season as we face our rivals Atalanta away from home. They just did us a massive favour by beating Juventus, but now if we are to stay top of the table, 2 points clear, with Juve surely going to beat Parma tomorrow, we'll need to get a win, or at least a draw in this game, to stay top of the tree. So into the game, we'll stick with the 5-2-1-2 and make no changes to our lineup on the back of the wing, although I will put the Paoli on the bench. This will be our team. Once again, 5-2-1-2 Odero in goal, back 5 Pellegrini, Sistana, Parola, Armini, Perrone holding his own in the right wing back role, Viviani Sturaro through the middle with Andre Anderson further forward supporting Franchi and Esposito, and on the bench Mola, Pepetti, Bonifazi, Muri, De Paoli, De Sisto, Mojia, Gavoni, Del Monte, Salcedo, Simonetti and Borelli as well. 4 for 5, let's stay top of the tree and make it back-to-back wins for Brescia. I think now we've had our first loss as well. In a weird way, it's kind of good. Like, it's kind of good we've now had that first loss, because now there's no pressure. Now there's a lot less pressure. You're not sitting there thinking, oh, this could be the game, it happens. Now we know it's already happened. We can put it behind us and focus on things going forward. We've had our setback. You know the saying, minor setback for major comeback. So Forza Brescia, we did come back with a win there against Bologna. Let's make it 2-2 against our rivals. First highlight falling to the hosto down this left-hand side. We're boys in the middle, headed clear by Pellegrini, and Viviani mistimed his jump as David Prupper picks it up. Ajapon crosses and a free header at the far post for a new gen/regen sees Atalanta take the lead. I've been asked a few times before why I always say new gen/regen and not just regen. It's because it's accurate. Yes, I understand that most people would just say regen, but new gen players. Oh, Sebastiano makes it 1-1. Sometimes there are new gens, sometimes there are regens, and it's very hard to spot the difference. But anyway, Esposito gets his third in 2, and what a goal as well. Marco Perrone claims his first assist in professional football to throw in to the middle, but really, he didn't have much involvement. The number 9 swivels and turns like a ballerina and smacks it home with that wonderful right foot of his. 1-1, and Brescia back on level terms, courtesy of our main man. He says, forget Ciro Immobile. The torch was passed a long time ago, Docs. I'm the king of Italian football now, as he puts us back on level terms. Perrone into Andre Anderson, has his cross blocked, and here come the hosts on the break. Thiago Almada storming over the halfway line, pops it out wide to the guy who got the first goal, Flamarion, down this left, whipping one in. Gaetano heads it off the crossbar, and Parola scrambles it clear. Oh, and Perrone's just pulled his fire as well. He's having such a good game out there too. We are getting some serious bad luck with injuries right now, but to be fair, it's going to happen at some point, as last season we didn't have that many injuries for the entire campaign. Anyway, 9 minutes to go in the half, in a very good first half here, still tied at 1-1, and more goals to come, I'm sure, possibly for the host. Sistana dilly-dallying, or Odero bails him out. Happens so often in this year's Football Manager. players just taking way too long to release the ball. And I know it happens a lot when you got play out of defence on, because they're looking for the best option and the best pass, but sometimes, I said it before, common sense needs to take over, as this lad, Flammarion, not Omarion, makes it 1-1 and says, I had a good joke there about post to be. Going to use the joke for post to be, it's bar to be for Flammarion today, but Brescia are going to have played a second half with man advantage though. Traore gets his second yellow right before the end of the first half, and that's a big boost for us. We weathered the storm right towards the end, and now, as we enter the dressing room, with great body language as well, I'm going to assertively say to the boys here, it's time for everyone to dig in and get everything you've got left tonight. We deserve to win this match, so let's go and do it. Second half to begin, tied at 1-1, but really, we've got to go for the win now. In fact, let's change our tactics as the second half begins real quickly as well. Play attacking, play at a higher tempo as well, be more expressive and creative freedom, and let's see if we can flip this script and get in front, just like Milan did to us, as Parola heads away that free kick, and Sebastiano leads the fast break. Down the left, it's a 3-on-3 as he goes all alone and hits it into the side netting. Greedy, yeah, options to his right there. Franchi and Storaro getting in support, decided to take it on himself and could not hit the target. Half an hour to go. This will be a big missed opportunity if we don't find a winning goal, but I feel confident. Marco Perrone throws into Esposito and gets it straight back before giving it back to him. And Franchi turns and shoots and Golini makes the save. Keep it going. It's coming. It is definitely coming. That second goal is surely on the cards if we stay in attack mode. Dominating possession, getting the chances. We just can't let our foot off the gas pedal and let our opponents take a breather. 21 minutes to go. Marco's played well, but he is tired. Let's bring on De Pauli for some fresh legs and first team quality down the wing. Let's change Storaro's role to a box-to-box and bring on Murgia. Can we find a winning goal as we go very attacking in the final 19 minutes? Pauli on the ball, tries to beat his man here, and does, leaves him in the dust, cross the middle, Sebastiano, cometh the hour, cometh the man, 4-2 for our number 9, he's back to his best, and De Pauli off the bench for that fresh leg injection, and also boost in terms of quality, gets the assist as our number 9 heads home what could be the game winner with 13 minutes to go. Totally flipped the script as well. First half, the host a better team, but after they went down to 10 men, I knew we could flip this script and find ourselves a winning goal. Don't need a second replay, FM. 2-1, point should be in the bag now. Atalanta just haven't done anything in this second half, which to be fair, you can't really criticise them too heavily for being a man light against Brescia. The champions of Sebastiano should have got his hat-trick, the match ball, the champagne, and wrapped up the 3 points and put a ribbon on it as well. 5 minutes to go. I think we'll be fine though. I think we'll be fine. Oh no. Oh, what a huge block. Who was that? Free kick to the far post. Chance remains alive, and again another big block. That's his standard there with the block, and from that we're on the break here. Sebastiano gets away, uses his lightning pace, and his shot is blocked by Claude Ajapong. And what a crazy sequence towards the end of the game, end-to-end stuff here. I thought the points are wrapped up. Atalanta almost rescued it. I'm not sure who that was though, blocked the initial shot. Sistano blocked the second, and after that big block by Claude, that should do it. Thrilling finale, but I think Brescia are going to hold on. And yep, that will do it. Take your time, Nicola, with this throw. Just hold it in your hands for as long as you can. And there we go. Referee blows full time. We do hold on to the 3 points. Had to come from behind to get it. But that just goes to show you we are a resilient bunch. And after Atalanta went down to 10 men right before the break, I felt confident we'd find a winning goal. What a surprise Sebastiano provides. 2 on the final score. Back-to-back wins. And as we stay top of the table, that means even if Juve win tomorrow against Parma, we'll still be at least 2 points clear with 18 games to go. Much more like it, Brescia. And let's process through the Parma-Juve game here at 7 PM. And, oh, you just see it flash up there. Paulo Dybala, the Argentine, rescues the old lady in the nick of time. 91st minute winner as they cut the gap to 2. I tell you, we might be top of the tree. We might have destiny in our own hands. But I think it's going to be a 2-horse race. Yes, Inter and Roma could still catch up. Even Milan could, to be fair. But either way, I think it's a 2-horse race between us, the new boys, and Juventus, the old lady, for who wins the Serie A title. They're going to try and reclaim their crown. And we're going to try and stay sat in the throne. It's going to be a thrilling second half of the season, this. So moving on to the 5th and final game of the Thank You special, episode number 50, guys. Really hope you enjoyed the episode. And let's let's end with a win here and 3 straight as we aim to progress to the quarterfinals of the Tim Cup. Real briefly, you can see Lenzi has agreed terms with Napoli and he's off to the Stadio San Paoli for the next season onwards. Kind of frustrated about this as well. When I tried to negotiate with the agent, I had to pay him like 70 grand after 25 games. He's accepted 33 grand there at the Stadio San Paoli. But fair enough, maybe it's because he gets more game time there. But yeah, we'll miss out on Lenzi altogether. Big shame that, so I really like the kid. But there you go. So yeah, 5th and final game, it's the Tim Cup first round. And whilst we are big favourites to win against Crotone, I'm still going to pick a really strong lineup for the game because on Wednesday night, we got Napoli in the Supercoppa and I could not care one bit. So this is our team for the game. We stick with the 5-2-1-2 and a couple of changes on the back of the big win there against Atalanta. Odera's in goal. Back 5 is now Muru, Sistana, Parola, Armino, De Paoli with Viviani, Storaro once again through the middle. Andrian supports Franchi and Esposito up top. And on the bench you've got Mola, Papetti, Bonifazi, Pellegrini, Peroni, De Sisto, Murgia, Gavoni, Dalmonte, Simonetti, Salcedo and Borelli as well. 5th and final game, Tim Cup first round. Let's move through to the quarterfinals and end on a high for Brescia. Oh, no way. Look at that as well. Crotone have got 2 of our former centre-backs as a partnership today. Magnani and Mangravati. I'm glad Magnani's found a home for himself there at Crotone. It never really worked out for him here, but he was good in the first season. He really plugged some gaps as well after our diabolical first season. And as for Mangravati as well, he's now gone to Crotone after we sold him to Cagliari. And I remember that sale, actually. We got a bit of profit from him, didn't we, after the percentage of next sale clause we had. So it's 2 of our former centre-halves trying to stop Franchi and Esposito up top today. Good luck, lads. Of course, the furthest we've got in the Tim Cup is the quarter-final stage. Haven't got to the semis in the save yet. And I'd love it if this is the year we finally overcome that hurdle, because obviously we have been asked to reach the final of this competition this year, which is a big expectation from the board based on the past 5 seasons. But we do have a problem in this competition, I must admit. It's a bit of a tough one for us. First half coming to a close, nothing to report. Well, I said good luck to Mangravati and Magnani, coping with the boys up top, and to be fair, they don't need the luck. They've been very good in the first half, keeping the strike duo quiet, and as we approach the break as well, the first highlight's going to fall to the visitors, it seems as well. Ball down the byline for the number 9, with Storaro playing catch-up, and Crotone have a golden chance here inside our area. Storaro can't block the cross, and Odai at the far post heads it in. Well, oh well, Crotone stun the Rigamonti and take the lead. The board have asked us to reach the final of this competition, and we have never got past the quarters. We have a real tough time in the Tim Cup, and I can't put my finger on why that is, because we've got a very strong lineup out there. Not made many changes since the win in our last game. But this is poor. This is really poor. Show a bit of desire, lads. Second half to begin. Franchi and Esposito. Lads, you got Mangravati and Magnani keeping you 2 in their back pockets. Second half to begin. This is poor. Sistana to Viviani as we look to play out from the back here. Trailing by 1 and needing an instant response in the second half. Great ball by Fabio. Sebastiano one-on-one straight at the goalkeeper who turns it over the bar for a corner. That's the curse of the 2D there. You can never tell where it's going to go over or nestle into the back of the net most of the time. Still down by a goal. Good start to the second half, but Sebastiano, after 4 in 2, should have made it 5 in 3. And Mangravati is on a 7.0. Lads, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. When he gets home tonight, he's going to empty his keys, his wallet, his phone, and Sebastiano from his pocket. I can't believe it. 1-0 down, 50 minutes ago. What is this? Esposito. Mate, subbing you off. I barely do it, but I'm going to. And Paoli on a book and getting tired. Let's bring on the young man, Perone. Why not? As we come towards the end of the game. This is very disappointing indeed. There's still time to force extra time, but to be honest, this should have been a banker for us with the team we've got out there. And as Armini dilly-dallies, golden chance for the visitors to go 2 goals up and confirm their place in the quarterfinals, which they would have done so had it not been for a poor finish. Let off the hook. Well, this has been very poor indeed. Not the way I wanted to end the episode. Going out the Tim Cup in the first round at home to Crotone should have been a banker, especially the team we picked out there, but just sadly didn't play well enough. We got 30 seconds to rescue extra time. Storaro on the ball finds Armini. Muri's in acres of space on the left-hand side if we can get it to him. It's still come to Peroni across the middle. Franchi off the crossbar. And Crotone are going to escape. Marco looking for his second assist in 2. Once again whips it in. And Salcedo heads over and that will do it. We've got a real problem in the Tim Cup and it continues as we're knocked out and humbled by Crotone at the first hurdle. Brescia fall down in the competition early. And the poor run in this competition continues. My goodness. Did not expect this at all. Did not expect this at all. I mean, statistically we played well, but ultimately didn't create enough clear-cut chances. I will say to the boys unlucky, and that will gain them confidence and they'll be relaxed and motivated. I don't want to go too hard on them on a loss when we have actually played statistically well, but that is very disappointing indeed, and the board will see it that way as well. Asked to reach the final, knocked out in the first round by the Tim Cup. Incredibly disappointing, but the problems continue in the Cup. Once again knocked out early, and the board are not going to be happy about that. Having said that, in the Serie A right now, we're back on top. And of course, that was my main objective this season. Get the three-peat done. And as things stand, we're 18 wins away from doing that. Easier said than done, though, of course. And in the Champions League as well, into the first knockout round. Yes, that'll be tough, but we're on course to... well, actually, we've hit that objective there from the board too. So yes, that's disappointing, but you can't win them all. Just one of those things. We'll have to bounce back in the next episode. So that was today's episode and a special thank you number 50, guys. And I want to say thank you so much for watching the episode and the series as a whole. I am having so much fun in my first ever club and country. I was very nervous to try this out, but it's been amazing and I'm so glad you guys are enjoying it as well. So thank you so much for your support as we're now 6.5 seasons, or is it 5.5 seasons in? 6.5 seasons in. It's been amazing and thank you so much for all the support, continued love and support from you guys. And we'll return in the very next episode with not quite as long of an episode, with the first leg of the Champions League first knockout round against Bayern Munich away in Germany. Can't wait for that at the Allianz. And then Lazio away at the Stadio Olimpico. Always been a tough place for us to go. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for a special thank you number 50. Much love, and I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country with the first leg against Bayern Munich very soon.